Everybody, welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Minute Show. We are taking the show on the road. Okay, we're going natural, going organic. Anyway, today I want to talk very briefly about this market we're in. Quote, this market. Everybody's wondering, you're probably wondering yourself, what is going on in the market today? There is nothing to buy and prices seem to be going out of control. And you're right on both accounts. And I don't consider this a market. When anybody asks me, what is this market? Or I lost out on the 50th home, what am I going to do? There's panic involved, right? You feel panic, and the reason why you feel panic is because you feel totally out of control and you can't really understand what is going on. So here's what's going on, in my opinion, in my view, is that this is not really a market, like I said. This is a blip. This is a instance where there is a blip in time, which is going to be short-lived in the kind of history of real estate and the length of the markets, and where there's nothing to buy, supply and demand, everyone has to have the one thing and everybody wants it. It's kind of a confluence of all kinds of events, political events, riots, safety issues, people moving out of the city center out to the suburbs thinking that they're safer out here, or there's more land available for, because they want more space because of the pandemic. All kinds of different reasons that normally don't exist in a regular thing. So that's like, it's a huge firebomb that's gone off with a lot of, that's my firebomb symbol, that's gone off, and it is kind of circling around the housing market. So for instance, we've had, over the last 2 weeks, we've had about 5 or 6 homes that we've tried to win for our clients that are buying, and they've all lost out. They're all very qualified buyers, 20, 30% down, waiving appraisal contingencies, things like that. Very competitive, normal, regular, strong buyers in a regular market that would normally win the deal, for sure. But they're competing against 30 other offers, or 18 other offers on one, or 13 on another. And they're losing out by 8 to 12% on purchase. So for instance, something we're looking at was $750, ended up going for $830. Okay, we're talking about monstrous price increases. There is no real market right now. It's this kind of explosion of all these different issues centered around the housing market, along with low supply, monstrous demand, and incredibly low interest rates. It's a powder keg, and the powder keg has been going off for the last few months, and that's what you're seeing, okay? Also, a buddy of mine I was talking to yesterday said it perfectly, that really every market's different too, by the way. We're out in the Conejo Valley, Agora, Westlake Village, Thousand Oaks, Calabasas, that area. And the west side of LA, for instance, totally different market. Glendale market, Burbank market, totally different market. So what we're seeing is kind of a confluence of micro markets. So there's 2 things that you need to take away from this. Okay, one is expectations. If you're buying a home right now and you have to get in, you're going to be paying a monstrous number. You won't see that number again for a number of years, and you have to be comfortable with that and know that even if you renovate the house or you get into it at a certain number that you're overpaying and you're comfortable with, you're going to be putting more money into it. You may never see it back for 5, 6, 10 years. And if you're okay with that, you're creating dreams and happiness and memories in the house. That's great. The second is, when you sell the house, don't forget about the largest expenses when you do eventually sell the house that you need to get over and create enough value to pay for later on, and that is closing costs. So when you're selling a house, you have to pay for title insurance, escrow fees, transfer tax, brokerage commission. When you buy a house, you don't pay for that stuff, most of that stuff when you're buying it. When you sell it, that accounts for probably a good solid 6 to 6.25% when you're selling. All right. So when you buy something, it needs to be worth at least 6 to 6.25% the next day in order to pay the cost of selling it in the future. So don't forget that too, to add on to that kind of balloon number that you might be willing to pay. So I had a couple buyers, I'll leave you with this, that have asked me, what do I do? We've lost out on 10 homes. What do I do? And I said to them, don't buy right now. I'm not telling you that that's the right choice for you. That was the right choice for them going through all of their issues. Don't buy right now because of the amazing regret that they'll have 2 months after they buy the house. And I didn't want to see this buyer particularly. Another 3 buyers actually bought in this market with us because they were okay with it. They didn't care. They're going to spend the rest of their lives there, and the loss will burn off over time in the memories and love they create within the house. All right. See you next week on the real estate market. See you next week on the Real Estate Minute Show, where we'll be probably again on the road because being in the office is kind of boring. Take care. Stay safe.